Today, I want to discuss the Scanco Warehouse 100 wave picking application settings and order picking application settings to explain how they interact with the data collection processes. By understanding the settings, you will be able to create an efficient process to streamline picking entries. Wave picking and order picking are directed picking applications that will direct the user through your warehouse to gather unallocated items. You can process the same sales order multiple times until all items are allocated. The one difference between wave picking and order picking is wave picking allows the user to create a list of multiple sales orders to pick during one trip around the warehouse, whereas order picking accepts entry of one sales order at a time. All of the options for the picking applications are located in the Scanco portal at customers.scanco.com under the Warehouse Profile tab. The first required setting is Allow Picking Activities. This option enables and disables the picking icon on the main icon's screen. Touching this picking icon moves into the next screen that contains all the Scanco picking application icons. The wave picking and order picking options control whether one or both icons are available to the user. To demonstrate, I will touch the picking icon at the main icon screen to move to the wave picking and order picking icons. The screen on the left shows the wave picking and order picking icons enabled. The screen in the middle shows the wave picking icon enabled, and the screen on the right shows the order picking icon enabled. When the ascending pick sequence option is enabled, the user will be directed from the lowest alphanumeric bin location to the highest alphanumeric bin location. An example would be bin A to bin Z. When the ascending pick sequence option is disabled, the user will be directed from the highest bin to the lowest bin. When the pick order by sort code option is enabled, the user will be directed through the warehouse to all the bins that are set up with a print sort code. The sort code bins will be presented from lowest to highest. If the user cannot get all the required items from the sort code bins, the programming will display all bins that do not have a sort code as secondary bins from lowest to highest. When the route through primary bin option is enabled, the user will be directed through the warehouse to all the primary bins from lowest to highest. If the user cannot get all of the required items from the primary bins, the programming will then display secondary or overflow bins from lowest to highest. When the Allow Overpicks option is disabled, the user will be able to collect a quantity that is less than or equal to the quantity ordered. When the Allow Overpicks option is enabled, the user will be able to collect a quantity higher than the quantity ordered. The staging bin prompt in wave and order picking have many options, including an option to remove the prompt completely. I will explain that in just a moment. Data collected in the staging prompt will be the location where the items are located after picking is completed. In the Sage Inventory Management Setup folder, you can run warehouse code maintenance and click on the multi-bin button to set up a staging location that we will use to fill in the staging prompt. The user can press Enter to accept that location, or since the data in the prompt is highlighted, they can scan or key in a different location, or use the lookup to choose a location from a list of bins. If you leave this staging location prompt blank, the staging prompt on the devices will be empty, and the user will be required to scan, key in, or use the lookup to move forward. The Scanco portal has an optional default staging location prompt. This option allows you to define one staging location per profile, which means you could have staging location 1 for users in profile 1 and staging location 2 for users in profile 2. You can enter any valid bin location into this prompt, and the picking applications will automatically advance past the staging prompt. Leaving this prompt empty in the portal will force the user to enter the staging location on the device during data collection. When the Enforce Profile Staging Bin Location option is disabled, The user will be able to change the default staging bin during data collection by touching the staging field to open the prompt. When the Enforce Profile Staging Bin Location option is enabled, the staging bin prompt will fill in with the user's default staging location and move directly to the sales order prompt, and the user cannot change the staging location. When the Allow Stage in Current Bin option is enabled, the staging bin prompt is removed on the device during data collection, and all items picked will be allocated in the bin where they were picked. This option is great when your process involves shipping all items picked directly after the picking process is completed. When the Display Quantity Available in Wave and Order Picking option is enabled, the quantity available in the bin displayed will be shown directly below the bin field. When the Ignore Customer Credit Hold in Picking option is enabled, the user will be able to collect sales orders for customers that are currently on hold in Sage. When the Ignore Customer Credit Hold in Picking option is disabled, the user will not be able to collect sales orders for customers that are currently on hold in Sage. When the Disallow Delete in Order Picking option is enabled, the user will not be able to remove the data that was collected if they choose to back out of order picking without sending the collected data. The only advantage to enabling this option is that it removes the possibility for the user to delete data they collected but did not send. If you leave this option disabled, be sure to tell your users they should always send the data they collected before exiting the order picking application. And when they return to finish the order, the programming will only show them items that they have not picked. Scan Each has 3 options. When no Scan Each is chosen, the Scan Each button will not be present on the devices. When Allow Scan Each is chosen, the user can turn Scan Each on and off on the device. When Scan Each Always Enabled is chosen, the Scan Each button on the devices will be green and the user cannot disable it. This concludes the Wave Picking Application Settings and Order Picking Application Settings presentation. Thank you for your time.